Today is the final rest day of this year's tour, and tomorrow is the one and only time trial. A meagre 22 kilometres, which might just be the least time trialing distance in any Grand Tour ever, although don't quote me on that. So the time trial starts here on this rather nondescript industrial estate on the edge of Passy, but at least it means there's lots of space for all the wagons and trains and baggage and vehicles and everything else that needs to go on at the start line. And plus there's all this space to warm up and everything for the riders as well. This time trial is definitely not one for the purists. It's basically 2 hill climbs with a very long, fast descent in between. First there's the Côte de la Cascade or something along those lines, which is only 1.5 kilometres and has an average gradient of 8.5%, followed by the Côte de Demancy, which we came down the other day, which is a pretty tough category 2 climb in its own right, with ramps up to 15%, so tactics gonna be everything. So the actual start line's gonna be somewhere just about here. Before a sharp right hand bend right out the gate. So the first rider is due to set off about 12:45 I think, and the last one should set off around about 5ish. Believe it or not, there's a caravan tomorrow as well, which leaves here about 10:45 if you want to watch that. So the route starts with a 2 kilometre long straight flat section between Passy and Shed, which is virtually the only section which will suit the out and out time trialists. Then from Shed we're straight into the climb here. This first bend on the climb here should be a good place to spectate, because it's a pretty steep climb, so the riders are going pretty slow. You get to see lots of action. Plus you've got the waterfall just over there. Getting too hot, you can go cool off in the spray or come back up the road. Make no mistakes, this is a proper steep climb. Feels a lot harder than the 8% suggests. Probably is. Yeah, don't believe what you see on the map. The scale makes everything look pretty flat, but this is a tough climb to be starting on. Should sort the wheat from the chaff. From here we rejoin the main road from Sauvage down towards Passy, which is a really lovely, smooth, fast road. Great fun to descend, so I probably won't be able to film much, but yeah, see you at the bottom. Another brief section of straight flat here in Sallanches where having a time trial bike could actually come in handy. It's going to be really interesting to see what tactics the top riders use. Do they have an adapted road bike? Do they have an out-and-out time trial bike? Do they risk a bike change? Because given how close the tour is this year between the top 2 riders, it could be won and lost on a fluff bike change. So yeah, hell of a lot to be played for, and tactics are everything. Here we are at the start of the legendary Côte de Demancy, Rue Bernard Hinault, where he won his one and only World Championships in 1980. So again, I've covered this before in one of my other videos, so I'll defer you to that for more detail, but It's about 2.5 kilometers, averages 7 point something percent, like close to 8% anyway, but it has a couple of ramps of around 15%, so pretty brutal. So yeah, can make a huge difference what kind of bike the riders are on at this point, because again, this is a proper climb. The riders would have ridden down this in the previous stage, so they know what's coming. Not that there should be any surprises to any of them anyway, because in last year's tour and in the previous Dauphiné as well, so most of them should have ridden up this as well as down this. This is one of the steep bits just here, over 12% I think. So that was the Côte de Demancy again. I've headed back down because I need to get to work, but the actual finish line's another couple of kilometres further up the hill in Combloux, but it's only around 3, 4, 5% the rest of the climb, so it's going to feel practically flat in comparison to what the riders have just done. So I think somewhere along the Côte de Demancy is probably going to be the most exciting place to watch the race. Again, either that or, as I said earlier, on the Côte de Cascade near the waterfall. But the beauty about this time trial is, because it's just kind of a semicircle, you can watch some of your favourites at the start, and then you can cycle, walk, ride, drive, whatever, cross to somewhere near the finish to watch some more riders. So lots of spectating opportunities, which is great. But for now, that's it for the time trial. One more stage left in my area, which is to Passy-Sallanches the next day, and then onwards towards Paris.